Hello and welcome to my video. I'm Deb and this is DebLevArt, and every week I get on here and kind of take you through a little bit of my life, my art journey, what I'm creating. And today I have a few different things for you. One is my actually finished Phoenix Rising painting, which I'll take you through. I added a background to that. And maybe some other details I didn't show you in the last video. And just like also kind of something interesting that happened at the end when I was finished with this that I kind of want to talk about. I think sometimes that's not always said by artists. Some things that came up for me. So I'll take you through that. Also, I have my brushes, my calligraphy brushes that finally came in. I've been waiting another full month for these. So I'll reveal those and I open them and they're beautiful and glorious. So they finally came through. And then I also have some sketches, a sketch for my new piece of art. And I've got a ton of synchronicities around this new piece, which I won't be necessarily sharing in this video, but as I progress in my painting, I'll definitely add that in my video and talk about what's going on and just kind of like amazing spiritual things, being guided and led. And then on top of that, with the sketching, I have a couple of books that I was inspired to get. And I had, again, some very interesting experiences with these books, but they've been part of a guiding force for this painting as well, incorporating some of these images and what I've been looking at in these books. So really cool things happening. I just wanted to share a few of these things today, a little bit of process with my finishing my Phoenix Rising, just showing you a bit of a start to my sketch for my next painting. I really take all of my ideas and just kind of sit with it for a few days and come up with sketches. So I'm not constantly painting every single day when I'm starting a new painting. I've got to think through. I don't rush. I try to make sure I'm having like a thoughtful process behind it and making sure it's inspired and I feel the painting. Like I always say, I want to put me into my paintings and that connection. So I'll take you through a little bit of that. This was also an interesting week. I had more very deep letting go happening. And so it wasn't as strong as it has been in the past because I've moved so far along on my journey of letting go of situations and people and beings and things in my life. And this was just another one that popped up this week. And so it affects me in my creative process. It requires some rest and relaxation, and then I can jump back into this creative process that I try to do every night, or every day during the weekend too. So yeah, I'll take you through, and thank you for being here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. I love talking with you and interacting with you, and I'll see you in the video. I wanted to start off with some extra good news. My new set of calligraphy brushes, they had to be resent by Rosemary & Co. They finally arrived. This is the second round. They made it through customs this time, and I am so stoked. I'm excited to use these. Rosemary & Co. is super awesome, and when I told them, these got seized, they said, we've never had issues with the calligraphy brushes, and who knows. But yeah, I am so stoked to use these a little bit down the road here. Now I have an empty box and then a full box. And so I have other calligraphy brushes and pens that I think I might just use that second box to store those in. And the box is really pretty too. So I just thought I'd show you. I was so excited when those came and I just crossed my fingers that customs didn't go through anything and take anything. There's nothing wrong with having these. I think they just like needed a permit or something. So the second round came through just fine, and I'm super excited to use those in my paintings kind of down the road. I use a lot of calligraphy on nibs, and I've incorporated like abstract calligraphy and asemic calligraphy into my paintings. So I'm super excited to have those and use those in future paintings. My next thing I wanted to show you is my Phoenix Rising painting. I'll take you through some little videos, the process behind this, creating the background at least, and perhaps I added some of these veins as well on top of the gold leaf. So that was in my last video, so just a repeat right now. But yeah, so this is the finished product. And I thought I would kind of talk about something that happened for me when I finished this. And it really is like a mindset. I don't know if you can see the bird here. It is a mythical bird. It's a phoenix bird. And in my research in different cultures, different religions, they all have some sort of phoenix bird. It's called, you know, something different in each, you know, language or religion. But they're all kind of the same thing. They're rising from the ashes kind of in this rebirth. And when I was researching, I thought I should make this more mythical. They all looked more cartoonish in the first place. And I thought maybe I should just kind of honor that and stick with that instead of making a bird super hyper realistic, which is something that I really like to do. I don't know if you can see behind me. That was my first ever painting using this technique. I really hadn't gone into watercolor except starting it a few years ago. That was my first ever painting. And I like that it is super realistic for the most part. You know, I'm not adding every single detail in the feathers, but just more realistic. And this one is definitely more mythical, more like that cartoonish look to it. And so I knew that as I was painting it, but it was just different for me. So as I finished this, it was, you know, a Sunday, and I all of a sudden was getting really self-conscious and thought, I don't know that I like this. And I had posted and had already made, you know, a couple of videos, including this as well. And I just noticed my self-consciousness, my self-doubt come up. It was just starting to just bubble up under the surface. And I thought, what is this about? Because as I was painting this, I actually was absolutely in love with this bird and this mythical creature that every time I'm painting it, I'm thinking about it and thinking about, you know, how I've grown and the things I've gone through, and I've come out the other side. I'm just so proud creating this bird, even though it wasn't like this hyper realistic animal or creature. And I just kind of pushed through it. I noticed and I thought, no, I've created this to honor those Phoenix Rising birds that I had found in my searches in, you know, the Jewish religion. I'm Jewish, and that bird is somehow in that culture and in my religion is a different name, Islamic, and just all kinds of different birds that are out there that are like a phoenix, basically. And so I was starting to get self-conscious, and then I thought, no, I'm doing something different. It's okay. I love this. It's different than my typical style, and there's nothing wrong with that. So I talked myself through it. It's just these old like beliefs, the system that I bought into telling me I'm not good enough, telling me that my work is not as good as someone else's comparison. And I just decided to not believe those thoughts anymore. So that was like a really nice little growth for me, a little upgrade for myself. So I can get hypercritical. I think a lot of us artists, just people in general, get super critical of ourselves and want things to be perfect. And creating something, like I said, mythical from my imagination, downloads from spirit, it's different for me, where I am just channeling what I've gotten and putting it into my paintings. It's a little different for me. So I worked through my my doubts, my fears, and I love this painting, and I created a poem to go with it. I put it in the last video as well. It's also on my Instagram post too, kind of revealing the finished product. So the next thing I wanted to show you is my new inspiration for my new painting. And there's a whole host of synchronicities and experiences that I've had over the last couple of weeks that has guided me to create this painting. And it is in just drawing form, just coming to life here. And I bought bigger watercolor paper, 22 by 30. I don't know if you can see that very well. And I'm going even bigger. My table has a limit though. I think this is probably as big as I can go. But thinking about this, I was coming up with a sketch for what I wanted, different sketches, and just working on it throughout the week. And my like synchronicity with it is this past life that I've really been shown that I've had, and it's in Lemuria, and I do believe I was Lemurian in my past life, and Mintakan, I believe is what it's called, as a people, as a society. And I'll go into more of it like down the road, but as a Pisces, like true Pisces, I created a vision of what I got as a download for this, and it's a whale. I was obsessed with Hawaii when I was a kid, and it's a whale kind of shooting up to the moon. And then these images, this is super interesting too. These little pieces are all from, not all from, but inspired by this author, illustrator, Ernest, I think it's pronounced Haeckel, German artist who was like a biologist. And then also I had just some really interesting things happen after looking at this book, Ornament, The World of Ornament. And so I'll kind of take you through more of what happened and the experiences that I had after kind of looking into those books. It's really interesting stuff if you're, deep into awakenings and spirituality and just synchronicities. That happens to me all the time. And then there's some sacred geometry as well. I decided to include, you can see that very well, little triangles that I had a vision of after I was looking at the World of Ornament book online. I had some flashes. I had to absolutely take a nap, and I was just so tired. I had these flashes of sacred geometry that I decided to include in this painting, the sketch for my painting. So I am on this journey to create this new painting, larger than before, and I'm so excited to use my gold foil leaf as well. All my neons, my rich, deep colors, and I'm just really like feeling, back into the ocean, back when I've never been to Hawaii, but when I was just obsessed with it as a kid. I had these posters all over my walls, and they were all about Hawaii and fish and the sea and the ocean. So that is what's coming up, and I just wanted to take you through some of my inspiration and kind of what's coming up for me. And I hope you enjoy, enjoy kind of taking a look at my journey through my painting and through, my inspiration, through my downloads, what I'm getting from spirit and guiding me in my painting. So, thank you. Thanks for tagging along and coming to see what I'm creating. And there'll be more in future videos as well as I dive into the painting part of my new work. Just as I thought, I didn't think I was like fully done with the Phoenix Rising, and I was right. So I hopped on here just to show you kind of what I'm working on now. The heart that was gold, let me show you down here. It was just pure gold leaf, and I went back in, if you can see that, and I added some of the veins to the heart, and I just thought it was just kind of blank, and I thought, oh, let's get some of the veins just kind of flowing. So right now I'm working on making those kind of some areas like larger, like more blood is pumping through the veins, and some smaller, just naturally like a heart has. And I really like the textures, and I think it adds to the heart, doesn't leave it just so empty. I'm trying not to overdo it. We'll see. And then I'm thinking for the background, I don't want to leave that white at all. That was never my intention, but I've been getting some feedback, and just in general, I think black would just kind of make everything stand out. And then even in these little holes where you can see through the ash, I might go through and paint some more of those, like some bright, bold colors. So still progressing on the Phoenix Rising, and hopefully I'll get it done